Greetings, this is Jason Schmidt. I'm the Executive Director for Wisconsin Virtual School, and I'm very excited to introduce you to several new pilot programs that are going to be running starting the fall of 2022. In order to help facilitate some of your planning, though, we'd like to let you know about some of these plans now so that you can sign up for things that are of interest and then also let us know how we can best serve you this coming school year. Before we get into the actual content, I want to talk about some of the hallmarks of WVS programs. Our goal is to enhance the local options that you have available within your school district. This means that students don't open enroll into any kinds of programs that we offer, but rather they remain as part of your student count. There's no partial open enrollment or full open enrollment. These students completely stay in their school that they would normally be enrolled in. What that means is that you retain full control over things like attendance and grades and reporting and those kinds of things. We are here to supplement and support your local options. Additionally, with our synchronous programs, we have a focus on an online community. We know that students thrive in an environment where they know that they're cared for and that they have a social base and social interactions with their peers. And we want to facilitate those connections as much as we possibly can through the programs that we offer. So you'll see an emphasis on that as we describe more about how we function. And then finally, because our goal is to enhance your local options, there are no contracts or commitments from year to year to participate in WVS programs. So if it works for you to participate one year and not another, that's perfectly fine. If there's one student, that works as well. Or if you have 100 students, we will work with you to support the learners that you need to support with the virtual options that we have available. So, with all of that in mind, let's talk about what we have planned coming up for fall of 2022. We're very excited to expand our elementary options and capitalize on the success of our initial elementary pilot. So, we have an elementary option that has live instruction 4 days a week from certified Wisconsin teachers, in addition to self contained digital content that students work through at their own pace. So, it's that asynchronous classroom with supplemental live instruction happening at designated times. However, we also realize that some students have strong support systems and are very self motivated and can work through content at their own pace completely asynchronously. So, for those students in K 5, we also have an asynchronous program that we are opening up statewide to make available to any learners that might be looking for that opportunity to explore some independent learning options, facilitated again asynchronously by a certified Wisconsin educator. Completely new to fall of 2022 is going to be our synchronous middle school instruction program. These students will receive whole group instruction and small group instruction to scaffold their online journey through regular check-ins and support, once again, by certified Wisconsin educators. Students participating in this program will receive a mix of online asynchronous instruction as well as facilitated live instruction with our certified Wisconsin educators. And then finally, we're very excited also to be able to offer courses for dual credit. These courses have been developed in partnership with various University of Wisconsin campuses, and we will work with our university partners to be able to offer courses at a discounted per credit rate to students in Wisconsin schools. So those are our four programs. Let's dive into a few more details now and talk a little bit more explicitly about what's going to be happening in each of these. Starting with our K 5 synchronous program, this current year, what we had set up was core instruction, core content with math, science, reading, and social studies. And we had full time instructors. The students that were involved in this received 90 minutes of daily synchronous instruction 4 days a week. So Fridays Fridays were a completely asynchronous day where students still had an opportunity to work on their content and get caught up with assignments and those kinds of things, but there were no live sessions scheduled on Fridays. In addition to that live instruction in their core content areas, we also had regular community building activities where we had students get to know one another, they would interact with each other, develop some of those friendships and things that they would miss out on in a completely online environment uh, where they're more isolated from their peers. But then also, we use that as an opportunity to build in some of those regular activities that you'd get in a traditional brick and mortar school. So, we participated in Read Across America Week, we had holiday parties, and then we also bring in special events on a monthly basis where our students have an opportunity to interact with each other and then also with some outside speakers and additional activities. In addition to that community building, we also have dedicated support sessions that are built into our schedule. So students in those at those times will receive small group instruction or things that are maybe missing from the online curriculum that they may have been missing out on in years past. So, for example, we use this as an opportunity to teach things like creative writing, penmanship, provide opportunities for fluency practice and monitoring, and those kinds of things as well. So our teachers had a lot of flexibility in how they used that time, and it's been used very effectively to help meet the needs of our students. So it's been a great program. It's gone very well this year, but we do have some room for improvement based on feedback from our current partners. So as we expand our pilot and open it up to statewide access, we are going to include some integrated music instruction. One of the needs that our district partners have highlighted is that music and art and PE as well are requirements for them locally to be able to offer. We did not have a facilitated offering for any of that content, but for next year we are going to open up access to that. When we are looking for ways to incorporate music into our program, what we found was that there was not a good opportunity for us to incorporate music in a way that made sense for the way that our school operates. So, what we have done is we are partnering with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra to provide an integrated music curriculum as part of our regular instruction. So, students will have an opportunity to do some music appreciation exercises. There's also some music history, and then also learning about the symphony and some of the opportunities that that presents as well. So we're very excited about that partnership with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra and to be able to bring those resources to students statewide. Additionally, we are going to be adding asynchronous art and PE as options for districts that need to be able to provide that. So our students in K-5 will have that opportunity to learn more about art and PE as part of the programming that we're going to offer. And then additionally, we've noticed that with some addition of some new staff in our department that we could have an additional focus on supporting literacy and students reading development as they're going through our program. So we're going to be adding some more structure to how we support students who are learning to read, especially our younger students, K1 and 2, but then also providing some additional opportunities for enrichment and support through writing workshops and reading workshops and those kinds of things. Our costs for the K-5 synchronous program are going to be $1,800 per student per semester. That's for the 4 core content areas with that synchronous instruction several days a week. In addition to that, if districts would like to take advantage of the asynchronous art and PE options, that will be $290 each. So if you add both art and PE, that would be $290 times 2 per semester. So that $290 fee would be for each semester as well. To thank the support, thank our current pilot partners and CESA 9 for their support as we launch these programs and continue to function and operate. We are opening up access to these programs early to CESA 9 and our current pilot partners. So on March 23rd, they'll be able to request some of these sections and go through that process to get everything loaded up so that we have their students in our system. On April 27th, then we will be opening this up statewide. And as districts identify students that would be good candidates and participants for this program, they'll be able to get them registered and signed up. The final ad date for semester one is going to be on September 9th. So there's lots of time over the course of the summer to identify those students from and get them rolled into our program if that is a need. We want to be as flexible as we possibly can while also providing districts the time that they need to identify students. So we hope that these timelines work well for everybody and we're able to meet as many needs as possible. For our asynchronous pilot, we did partner with one district this year again try to figure out how this might work, and we are expanding this also statewide. These instructors will be consultants who are highly qualified Wisconsin teachers. They're licensed in their content area and for the age level that they're going to be teaching. But these consultants will not be providing live lessons. So we'll have one teacher who teaches math, science, reading, and social studies for A grade level. And then the art and PE will be asynchronous in the similar way that the synchronous program will be running. So for those math, science, reading, and social studies, again, as I mentioned, those students will have the same teacher consultant that's going to be working with them and providing feedback for them. In addition to that asynchronous piece, then there are going to be connect times for available where students can connect with their teachers, ask questions, and just interact with them in general. Also, that time will be used for some discussion-based assessments and other items that we will make use of within our platform. And then there will also be a video recording that's made available to students on a weekly basis, so kind of summarizing some of the things that they can expect to work their way through that week, and just provide some additional scaffolding and support for students as they are going through their learning content independently. For the asynchronous program, the costs for that will be $1,000 per student per semester for those four core classes. And then if they want to add that facilitated art and PE, those will also be $290 each. Notice that the students that are going to be most successful in this program are going to have strong home and district support. So it really is going to be important that we partner together for students that are participating in this asynchronous program. It doesn't work as well for students to just be given the content and be left to work on their own pace. It really does require a strong support system, and we want to make sure that we are providing students with appropriate options. Uh, Unlike with our synchronous program, we will be taking rolling enrollments starting in August, but there will be a semester commitment for our K-5 students. So if a student starts in September, we would anticipate that they would be sticking with the content through January, and we're going to set them up in such a way. Also, we want districts to know that there will not be a drop period for our K-5 asynchronous program. So we really want to make sure that before we get students enrolled in that process, we've gone through and identified the ones that are going to be successful before we drop them in there. So our staff is going to be very hands-on with advising and guiding you through this process, and we can help you identify whether a student would be a good candidate for this kind of a program, because we want to make sure that we're providing the right options to help make everybody successful. Another exciting new program that we're going to be launching completely new this fall is our 6 to 8 Synchronous Instruction program. These students will be receiving synchronous instruction once a week in a whole group. And then there will be additional opportunities for small group instruction, again, with a highly qualified Wisconsin certified educator. This synchronous instruction will be happening in math, science, English, and social studies, again, focusing on our core content areas. And then, in addition to that instruction in core content areas, we're also going to have a weekly homeroom where students will participate in social emotional learning and also some of those goal setting and kinds of character building activities, as well as community building activities. So, we wanted to make sure that we were emphasizing the development of the whole child, not just academically, but also socially, emotionally, as we're going through this process. For our 6 to 8 synchronous program, this will cost $2,400 per student per semester. Again, that gets those 4 core content areas. And then our district partners also have the opportunity to add asynchronous electives at $290 each. Again, students that would be participating in this program have more flexibility within the way that the program functions. So, for example, a student may have a live class on 2 live classes on Tuesday, a homeroom on Wednesday, and on Thursday have 2 additional live classes, and those might all be in the morning. In the afternoon, they would still have the opportunity to participate in their district activities. So, if there's a tech ed class or something that they wanted to take online or take on site, they definitely could do that. Or a student could take could participate in athletics or those kinds of things, because again, they still remain enrolled in your district, so they're still eligible for all of those additional activities. um, or you can take advantage of our asynchronous electives if that's what works for your students. For CESA 9 and our current pilot partners, again, early access to these programs and to make those requests for their students. And then statewide, these will be opening up on April 27th. And then again, for our synchronous program, the final add date for semester 1 is going to be September 9th, 2022. And we're also very excited to offer dual credit options for students in high school. This is a new pilot, and we're calling it a pilot just because we know that there are going to be some kinks that we need to work out. But uh, we're very confident that this is going to be a perennial offering that we're going to be able to continue to develop and build as part of our program. We have current partnerships in place with UW Green Bay, UW Oshkosh, and UW Whitewater to be able to offer these courses. Courses currently that have been approved are in biology, French, Spanish, and special education. We're working on additional offerings in English, American history, psychology, science, and math. While they're still under review, it's just a matter of going through the process and getting the courses approved. So we are confident that we'll be able to offer all of these options in the fall for districts that are interested. It is important to note that a dual credit course is being offered to students as both high school credit and college credit, but that college credit comes at a reduced cost. So in the university system, if a student were to take a regular class as a freshman, they might get charged somewhere around $200 to $300 per credit in order to be able to take that course. As part of the dual credit program, students are only charged $100 per credit. So a 3 credit class, instead of costing upwards of six, seven, $800 at the university, might only cost $300 to be able to take it as dual credit. In addition to those dual credit options, we can provide students with additional opportunities and access where they may not have been able to access those opportunities before. So if college is their path, this is a good way to save some money down the road, and then also provide rigorous and aligned options to students that are looking to go to an undergraduate institution after they graduate from high school. Our dual credit options will be available in the Canvas learning management system. So under with all of our other courses, we offer those classes in Buzz. But because we are partnering with the universities, Canvas is a good platform for us to use. So because of that, there are some additional costs that are incurred on our end, which is recovered through a different fee that's going to be charged. In addition to using the Canvas learning management system, there may be students that could qualify for fee waivers if they qualify for a free or reduced lunch. We can work with our university partners on identifying the necessary paperwork and filing that kind of information so that students can benefit from that. The costs for these programs is going to be $300 per semester plus $100 per credit. So, for example, we may have a 4 credit class that runs the entire school year. That would be $300 for semester one, $300 for semester two, and then $400 for the college credit. So 300 plus 300 plus 400 would be $1,000, but that's for a full year. Now, with that college credit, districts do have the opportunity to charge back some of that credit fee to their students. The cost of the class should be covered by the district as part of a free appropriate public education, but that $100 per credit can be passed on to the school or to the student. In addition to the dual credit options, we've identified online options that are available through Oshkosh, Green Bay, and Whitewater for students who want to take early college credit. These are not going to be courses that are facilitated by WVS educators, but instead are offered directly by the college. If a student would like to participate in one of these programs, they would need to work with their local schools to be able to take some of these courses. With the early college credit courses, it's important to understand and to note that districts are responsible for the full cost of that tuition that gets paid to the university in these instances. So there are some additional online programs, though, that have asynchronous robust options for students that are not facilitated by WVS instructors, but are still very viable for those students that are looking for early college credit. I've shared a lot of information with you throughout this presentation. There's definitely much more that could be shared and specific details that can be gone over. If you are interested in any of these programs, please fill out the form at bit.ly/WVS-pilots-22-23. You see the link there on your screen. And the QR code, if you scan that, will also take you to a form that you can fill out to express some interest in our different programs. I want to make sure that we're giving you the right information at the right time, and also that fits your individual needs. So if you have any questions, you can definitely reach out to me. Once again, I'm Jason Schmidt. I'm the executive director of Wisconsin Virtual School. You see my email address and my phone number here on the screen. If you have specific questions about the elementary programs and you'd like to learn more about what we have to offer there, Shauna Stick is going to be your contact with WVS, or again, you can reach out to me and I will loop her in on any conversations. You see her email address on there, as well as a link to a SMORE that explains more about our elementary synchronous program offering for this coming fall. And then finally, if you have questions about middle school and you'd like to learn more about that, you can reach out directly to Michelle Nichols. You see her email address on there, as well as a link to a SMORE that we have developed to explain our middle school offering and options that are available there. So again, thank you so much for your time. There's a lot of exciting things going on here at Wisconsin Virtual School, and we are definitely looking forward to the opportunity to partnering with districts to be able to provide students to access to virtual learning options that may not have been available to them locally. So, looking forward to the opportunity to partner with you. And again, you see my contact information on the screen. Please reach out with any additional questions that you may have, or to get started with getting rolling with any of these programs that we are starting up this fall. Thank you very much.